Hello and welcome. This is from the CBN. We bring to you weekly reports and expert analysis of the actions, policies, and economic initiatives of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. I am Misi Dada. The CBN Monetary Policy Committee is scheduled to meet next week Monday and Tuesday in Abuja at the bank's headquarters. This meeting is highly anticipated by many economic watchers and stakeholders in the financial sector to see what the committee's decision will be regarding the benchmark interest rate and other policy parameters going by the latest inflation figures in the country released by the National Bureau of Statistics. We'll be here to bring you details of that meeting and its outcomes. But in today's package, we have for you a special report on the CBN-sponsored Junior Tennis Championship, which held in Lagos over the weekend, plus the facility tour of a major industry player in the local manufacturing sector. Stay tuned, we'll be back shortly.
North, South, East or West, male or female, old school or millennial, rural or urban, the Naira is the same, and so is the e-Naira. The e-Naira is a legal tender issued by the Central Bank of Nigeria. So, let's embrace it. The e-Naira will foster financial inclusion, improve access to credit, facilitate cross-border remittances, and it's easier to transfer. E-Naira, same Naira, more possibilities. This message is from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN.
Welcome back. The Central Bank of Nigeria not only provides credit facilities for young Nigerians through its various youth-focused intervention initiatives, it also supports youth development in the country through sports sponsorships. One of such is the CBN Junior Tennis Championship, which took place on Saturday, 12th March, at the Lagos Lawn Tennis Club, Unicon. Boys and girls competed in the finals of different age divisions to see winners emerge. Here's the report.
Discipline, focus, passion, persistence, self-control, courage, goal setting, and time management. These are some of the attributes that make a winner and a good sports person generally, whether as a professional or amateur. These qualities are also desirable in grooming responsible youth who would grow to become patriotic citizens, useful to themselves and the society at large. Apart from the physical and mental health benefits of sports to individuals, it can also serve as a veritable means of positively engaging the youth and drawing them away from criminal dispositions. The Central Bank of Nigeria, as part of its commitment to youth development, has over the years been sponsoring different sporting events in the country, including the CBN Junior Tennis Championships, and this is the 17th edition. Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, in his remarks delivered by the Director, Corporate Communications Department, Mr. Osita Nwanisobi, is delighted by the exploit of the product of the CBN Junior Tennis Championship, even at the international levels.
We have witnessed the discovery of an array of talented young boys and girls, some of whom have gone on to achieve great feats in the game locally and on the international scene. The success recorded thus far no doubt underscores the fact that investment has been worthwhile. Specifically, this tournament has afforded Nigerian junior tennis players the platform to dominate the West African circuit of the International Tennis Federation, ITF, for several years. Mary Love, Edward, and Oyin Kaduri are now ranked in the top 200 in the ITF Junior World Rankings and could be set for appearances at the Grand Slam Junior event. Similarly, the likes of Joseph Ime, Thomas Otu, Sylvester Emmanuel, and Moses Emmanuel, who have dominated the senior level in Nigerian tennis, are all products of the CBN junior circuit. It is pertinent to note that the CBN also sponsors the senior category of tennis tournament, otherwise known as the CBN Senior Open Tennis Championship. We look forward to having the winners in this tournament participate in the Senior Tennis Championship, which is scheduled to hold later this year. Let me reiterate that the CBN remains passionate about the youth of this country and will continue to seek ways to empower and impact on the lives of the teeming young population.
Players came from different states of the Federation to participate in the finals. Winners at this year's CBN Junior Tennis Championships are Mofi Atilola, girls 10 and under, Murewa Egbeyemi, boys 10 and under, Indifereke Benjamin, girls 12 and under, Seyi Ogunshakin, boys 12 and under, Bright Emmanuel, girls 14 and under, Joel Benjamin, boys 14 and under, Seun Ogunshakin, boys 16 and under.
I feel so happy that my trainings are not in vain. I train so hard so I can do something better in this tournament, and I achieved my goal.
I love playing tennis because tennis can make my life successful in life. It is good to win tournaments and you train harder to defend others back.
CBN spokesperson Mr. Osita Nwanisobi assures that the bank will not relent in its effort at encouraging youth development through sports in the country.
We can use sports to curb delinquency, and that's part of the reason why the CBN is supporting this tournament and also sponsoring it. We believe that the parents, the society, and everyone have a role to play in this. And what it does mean is that we need to begin to encourage all of these young ones for them to be part of not just even the lawn tennis, but other games. Because you need that balance, the spiritual, the physical, and the mental balance. We need it. And you can see what this one is doing, the physical balance, and then the educational angle, without forgetting education anyway, the mental balance. We need that balance, for them to grow up properly.
Tennis is the most popular individual sport in the world, with an estimated 60 million players, according to a sports ranking organization. But for those young people who may not take to tennis, dancing is an alternative.
Oh, I see. Just hold on in that case. Let me call out my PIN. It is 41...
Uncle, please stop.
Stop what?
You're giving someone else your personal identification number PIN?
Not someone else. It's from my bank.
Please hang up, Uncle. That's a fraudster.
That's not true. But they call out my full name. I am sure this is from my bank.
Uncle, no bank is ever going to call you to ask for your personal identification number PIN, your mobile banking password, or your card verification code, CVC.
But it sounded so genuine.
Yes, hackers and fraudsters always sound genuine. But please, Uncle, don't fall for their bait. Don't respond to any phony emails, text message, SMS, and don't click on any link you're not sure of.
Even if they call your date of birth or your BVN, don't give them your security details.
If you suspect any issue with your account, please go to your bank.
Oh, I see.
This message is from the Central Bank of Nigeria.
Thanks for staying tuned. And if you're just joining us, you're watching From the CBN, a weekly program that reports and analyzes the actions, policies, and economic initiatives of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. The Central Bank of Nigeria is keeping up with its promise to support any entity that will key into its economic agenda of backward integration in the local production of its goods. The latest demonstration of support was the visit of the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, and his team to the facilities of Toleram Group of Companies in Edo and Lagos States on Saturday, March the 5th. The first leg of the facility tour took place in Odigi Village, Ovia, northeast local government area of Edo State, where the CBN governor was conducted round the oil palm, cassava and maize plantations of the Toleram Group subsidiaries to inspect the current state of the project. The Edo State government had in 2017 partnered with the group in a deal that will see the government provide arable land for the cultivation of oil palm, cassava and maize to feed the processing plants of Toleram subsidiaries and in turn bring $50 million worth of investment into the state and create about 50,000 jobs. Mr. Emefiele commended the government of Edo State for holding up its end of the bargain in making available land for cultivation and the Toleram Group for taking up the challenge of backward integration, calling on others to join the industrialization drive of the federal government.
You will recall that at the onset of the administration, we came because we saw some challenges about foreign exchange to import various items. We came up with initially 41 items that were put on FX restriction list, and it happened that palm oil happened to be one of those items that have been on the FX restriction list. But we're happy that we are where we are today. But first is to thank the Edo State government. About 3.5 years ago, we invited governors in the south and the southwestern part of the country to the Central Bank of Nigeria. And all of them made pledges about the size of land that they will make available for the backward integration program for palm oil, for cassava, as well as for maize. I thank Edo State government because, amongst others, they have come out very strongly to support this initiative. This area that we have gone through is almost about 12,000 hectares of land. They are out of almost about 100,000 hectares of land that Edo State government promised to make available. I understand they have done close almost about 70,000 hectares so far. They started planting about 2.5 years ago, and you can see that some of them are almost about 2 meters high. We are expecting that the yield will begin to manifest sometime around 2023, but it will get to the real optimum level about 2025, and the rest of it. That's when the yield from the palms will really become really commercially useful for the company. And I think that the company, after they got the allocation of the land from the state government, they came in and they accessed our commercial agricultural credit facility, and close to about 15 billion has been accessed to them only on this aspect. They have other projects where some funds have also been given to them. But so that's why it's not about what the central bank has done. It's not about what federal government has done. But I think it's important that we thank those who have made this possible. That's why we'll continue to thank Edo State government, because this is important so as to encourage other state governors to also do the kind of thing that Governor Godwin Obaseki has done to support this initiative. I thank the company, the Insignia Group, the Indominicos Group, the Dufil Group, because they have been importing so many things. They import corn, we stopped them. They were importing palm oil, we stopped them. We said they must embrace a backward integration program. And they have done so out of a lot of determination. And I can tell you that to do this is a lot. It is a very painful process. Very painful when you call a company, you say, look, go back instead of importing palm oil, instead of importing maize, which you can easily do. That's what you're only meant to just produce. But you are forcing them to go into backward integration, that the palm oil they need to produce Indomie noodles, they should produce it locally. That the maize that they need for their other product, they must produce it locally. That is a lot of work that we place on them. And so I want to thank them for supporting us. But the point is this: Nigeria is capable of doing it. We can see that we are capable of doing it. We've driven around this plantation, and we need to see how others can be encouraged. Today, because of global challenges, price of food has gone up globally by at least close almost about 25 to 30%. And what if, that's what I keep asking myself, what if we did not embark on what we're doing? Is it in rice? Is it in maize? Is it in palm oil? What would we be saying? This may look like a child's play to you today, but again, by the special grace of God, in another 12 months, we'll be here again so that we can see the success that has come out of this. That is our promise, and I think we will continue to do this because we believe the country has potentials. We need to get our people gainfully employed. You can see some of the young people that are gainfully employed. We create employment. We improve on domestic GDP. The companies will make profit themselves. And that is how we see prosperity in our country. So that's all we're here for.
And the second leg of the tour took place at the Lagos Free Zone, Ibeju-Lekki, Lagos State. The Lagos Free Zone project started 15 years ago and covers a total land mass of 850 hectares, with 300 hectares constituting 35% of the zone to be fully developed by the end of year 2024 in the first phase of its development plan. Prominent brands within the Lagos Free Zone include Kellogg's, Ala, CMA CGM, Stanbic IBTC Bank, Sana Group, Indofood, Tolaram, and more, having total investment commitment of over $2 billion so far and $6 billion more investment expected in the next 10 years. The completed and functional facilities in the first phase of the Lagos Free Zone Development Plan include warehouse, standard industrial facility 1, truck park, fire station, medical facility, CNG, police station, central processing center, and a bank, while other facilities such as the Lekki Port is expected to be completed and operational by the fourth quarter of this year.
At the time when this whole project started, I did not believe he was serious about it, because at that time I think they were just, your office was at the current civic center. Correct. Where you were operating from at that time. And I had come then as Deputy Managing Director in Zenith Bank to market you and all that, and we were selling the whole idea of the debt conversion to us. Even at that time, you talked about how banks could come to Lekki Free Zone, and of course, why it was a little bit skeptical for me was that when some of my colleagues came to look at it, they didn't see anything then, and I was telling myself, how will this happen? How will this happen? But I feel happy today that after almost about 15 years, we are seeing what you have done in Nigeria. I want to thank you. It's not just about Lekki or Lagos Free Zone. We started off this morning at about 7 a.m. We went to Edo State, where you are building, or where you are developing a plantation, not just palm plantation. You have space for starch, right, cassava, and also for developing corn, which are essential raw materials that you need for your Indomie noodles business. That, for me, is even a very, very important one, because it's not just about saying you want to import flour, you want to import palm oil, you want to import cassava to produce Indomie noodles. But we compelled you to say you must do backward integration. You must begin to develop plantation business where you can have your palm oil. You can also develop your own cassava plantation where you will have cassava that you add as one of the byproducts for your Indomie noodles, and also corn, which you need for your Kellogg's and cornflakes and the rest of them. So I must say that even from the presentation that has been made, you have clearly demonstrated with 19 factories in Nigeria that you are the largest. Let me say one of the largest manufacturing entities in Nigeria today.
Responding to the prayers of the companies situated at the Lagos Free Zone, the CBN governor promised that the new infrastructure company, Infraco, chaired by the bank, will look into their challenges and provide long-term solutions.
Now, the big issue again here is evacuating the cargo out of the port area. That's another prayer you were talking about. And I saw the map, and I believe we should be able to work with Infraco is shared by the Central Bank of Nigeria. We are currently in a drive to raise almost about 15 trillion naira to fund infrastructure. So since what you're talking about evacuating cargo out of here is about infrastructure, road infrastructure, I will be engaging with the Lagos State government as well as Federal Ministry of Works to see how Infraco can, because I know what will be the big challenge in their mind will be funding challenges for those roads infrastructure. And I believe with Infraco, we should be one of those that we can work with not only Lagos State government, but also the federal government through Federal Ministry of Works and Housing about how we can provide some kind of road infrastructure, even if it's under a tolling arrangement, whether it's under some kind of build, operate, and transfer arrangement, where the builders or those who fund the financiers of the road can recover their investments and maybe later hand it over to government. But the important thing is that to make this really a viable proposition, together with the Dangote refinery that is about to take off again later this year, it is not possible for us to operate with just only the existing road here. Evacuation will be there. Life is already very difficult, I know, for people living along the Lagos Island and Lekki corridor, and I know with this it's going to be terrible and much worse. And that's why Infraco will be working with, we'll be discussing with the Lagos State government and the federal government through Federal Ministry of Works and Housing as to what can be done to really resolve the problem of evacuation along this corridor. I, as a person, I do not like the idea of road tax credit. I'm not going to hide my feelings about it, because when government when government goes for tax, you call it road tax credit, right? What it does is that it's like mortgaging government revenue for the future into tax. We would like to think of other brilliant financing options that can make this infrastructure possible, while at the same time it does not deprive government of its potential and future revenue streams that it needs to run the business of government. We will seek to also work with them, the Lagos Freeport, the Lagos Free Zone, to see how export, we are going to have dedicated export that will make it easy for goods to be exported out of this port. That is a very, very essential thing that we need to deal with, because, and again, talking in a very selfish mode, we need a foreign exchange. If we export, we earn foreign exchange. And I am going to be totally committed working with them to ensure that we designate the Lagos Free Zone as an export zone, export port, where containers can go out as they are coming in with luggage or with their consignments. They should have things to export out of Nigeria through Lagos Free Zone. And I think it will help also improve the revenue, not only for them, but also for Nigeria, but for me as Central Bank. It will boost foreign exchange earnings through exports and will ultimately get to help the country. Do you count how much, again, you have access to DCRR? Certainly over, at least, I would say at least 100 billion naira has gone easily from central bank intervention under the DCRR or to the commercial agricultural credit loans to the Tolerant Group. Don't forget, this is a project about $2 billion. $2 billion, how much is that? Almost 1 trillion naira. And we have done about 100 billion, which is just about 10%. So you can see, at least we sowed the seed as well. And we're also giving support through making foreign exchange available for them to bring in the equipment that they need to get these port operations to work well. So those are the things we will continue to do to support any business entrepreneur that wishes to do business in Nigeria. We provide both Naira funding, and we will also always advise that, particularly if your revenue stream is in Naira, I will not advise that you go and be taking dollar loans. Come in and take cheap Naira loan. 10 years loan with 2 years moratorium at single digit interest or maximum 9%. I don't think that you would ever find this again. This is a good one that you can always encourage people to take advantage of because it's available, and this is what will help to drive industrialization for Nigeria. It will help to really get our manufacturing businesses back alive again. That is because in a businessman will tell you that if he wants to do business, why would he go and take a loan at 21% or 30%? He will not make profit. But if he sees the possibility of accessing a loan at single digit interest rate, naturally he will say he can now make a bold move to really set up that business because he knows that the cost of finance is quite moderate and the rest of them. So those are the kind of things from our side we will continue to do to support not only the likes of the Tolerant Group or the Dangotes or the Boas, anybody you mean well, you want to do business, we will give you all the support that you need.
We shall continue the conversation with stakeholders in the non-oil export domain that we started a few episodes ago next week. Do join us again. In the meantime, report unresolved banking issues to the CBN Consumer Protection Department through the email address cpd@cbn.gov.ng with relevant documents. Call the CBN contact center used on the phone line +234 700 2255 226. Local call rates may apply. Send in your inquiries and comments to the dedicated email address fromthecbn@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter for updates and uploaded episodes of the program. I am Muliemi Dada. Stay safe and bye.